Well, welcome back once again to Joliet, Montana. This is Engels Coach and I'm Dave. We are again going to resume our video series on the art and craft of the wheelwright and the wainwright. I took a month of August off of 2020 just to try to catch up with a few projects that were just kind of balling up on me. So I want to take the time today to show you just what I did in this month of August. It wasn't all just goof off and play around, although we did do some of that. Rick and I, Rick who runs the luminary shop, who many of you are starting to watch, we took our four-wheelers one day on August 2nd and we headed to the Beartooth Mountains north of Cook City in search of Goose Lake, where we had never been before. Well, I've really had quite a bit of steam bending that I've needed to do, but I've been kind of dragging my feet up till August. We get into those 80, 90, upper 90s, and we actually broke 100 there once. Those kind of temperatures is not real conducive to firing up the steamer and bending wood, so I kind of procrastinated, put it off. Well, I got to a point where I just had to get some wood bent. I had a number of sheep wagon bows to bend, and believe it or not, after all my procrastination, the day that I bent these sheep wagon bows, it was 103 degrees outside. When I stood in the door, the breeze felt cool. I don't know what the temperature was in the shop, but it was hot. I had about 50, 60 bows that I needed to bend. So this is some of the process of bending those sheep wagon bows. Well, part of the backlog that I'm trying to catch up on is a number of sets of wheels. I have half a dozen set of wagon wheels I need to catch up on. Well, this one particular set came up with 3 wheels that were pretty close to matching. They weren't exactly the same, but they were close. But it had a real oddball Winona wheel with it. So I needed to make a new hub so I could make these a uniform set of wheels. So this is the process of building that hub, building the wheels, and getting this set back on the road again. Well, part of my list of backlogs that I had to do was to build a couple wagon tongues. One I did complete, and I didn't take any pictures of that one, along with some implement tongues, brake beams, brake blocks, that type of deal. But I also had just the wood to make for a sheep wagon so it could be pulled with a four-wheeler again. So there I just made the wood, did all the joint work, and the owner's going to transfer all the steel over. And you remember a while back I did a short video on a children's size wagon. I had a wagon here that had runners on it and I put wheels on it. Well, someone watched that video and said, I have just the opposite. I have a children's wagon that has wheels. I'd like the bobsleds made for it. So I also went through and made the bobsleds for that. Well, many of you know who have been watching these videos over the past number of years know that I do a lot of wheel repairs. There are some shops that refuse to do these types of repairs. They will only replace old wheels with new wheels. It always has struck me kind of odd, that type of thinking. It's like taking a tire into the tire shop and say, I've got a flat, can you fix it? And the tire man says, no, I can't fix it, but I'll sell you a new tire. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, still doesn't. So a lot of wheels I do fix old wheels. So this set of wheels brings up kind of a unique deal that I thought maybe I'd use as an example for some of you who do have wagons out there and the tires are starting to get loose. The tendency is to put bolts in the tires to try to keep the tires in place instead of resetting them like they should. Well, this set of tires has the bolts right in the joint where the fellow sections come together. And I'm going to show you why that's not really a good idea. You see, when you put this bolt right through the center of this joint, if you've watched me build wheels, you know there's a little spline that goes in that joint to keep that joint aligned. When you drill right through the center of that, you cut that spline in half. So you lose that ability to keep your joints tight. So you're kind of defeating your purpose. Now, in the process of repairing old wheels, oftentimes the wood is less than ideal, so you have to be kind of gentle and careful with them. So instead of trying to just hammer these fellies off, I will take and cut them off on each side of the spoke. Then I can take a chisel and split that fellow and get it off of the tenon. Then when you put the new fellows back on, usually these marginal tendons will hold. And once the tire is set again, there's good strength put back in these wheels. So this is the process I use, oftentimes trying to save these spokes and as many as possible. Now, there are a number of folks that get intrigued by these stagecoaches and older vehicles, and they'll pick them up and think, I can fix that. But oftentimes they get in over their head when it gets into the steam bending of the body panels or any particular steam bent wood. So I had the request that I would again bend the stagecoach body panels for a Yellowstone coach. You've watched me do these in the past. So I'm going to do this again along with some other parts to try to help this project make its way for a coach that's being restored in Colorado. We'll also have a light set of buggy wheels here with 1-inch spokes in them that have been asked to rebuild. But the different about these wheels is they wanted 1.5-inch fellows with rim rivets and the hard rubber tire put on. So even though these are fairly light wheels in the spoke and in the hub, we're going to put a moderate size fellow and hard rubber tire on these wheels. You know, one of the unique things about these little hubs is that they have a two-piece outer flange on this servant style hub. It has an outer flange that is nickel plated, and a couple of these are threaded for hubcaps and a couple of them don't have those threads in them. I'm going to put them back in. I did run them through the buffer and try to polish them up a little bit. They aren't really all that great a shape. They should be replated. I don't know whether they will be or not, possibly just repainted, but we'll go ahead and put these on with 3 little pins and get these wheels finished up. Well, I have had a number of visitors that have been out on the road on vacation and starting to visit this summer. It was a little slow to start with, but it has been picking up again, and I do appreciate all these faces that come through the door just to say hi because of these videos. Also had kind of a unique visitor. You know, I have a geranium plant that I have kept for, maybe 6 or 8 years. I bring it in the wintertime and I set it out in the summertime. Well, I was out watering this plant here one morning and I noticed this little mantis, I don't know if it's a praying mantis, kind of walking through the leaves on this geranium plant. And so I thought I'd share that with you. So this is just a brief little synopsis of what I spent the last month, the month of August in 2020, doing, trying to catch up some of these projects. As oftentimes is, it seems like it's such a long ways away when we start out, and then it seems like that time just flies by. When I mentioned that I was going to be quiet for the month of August, it seems like 4 weeks. Boy, that's going to be a long time. As it comes, I haven't got all the projects done that I need to do. I still have a couple sets of wheels to do that I'll kind of pick through, But appreciate being back with you. Thanks again for being part of this journey as we put this library together, and we'll see you again on the next go round. Thanks for watching.